I go around universities and have challenging conversations, and because that's what is so important to our country, is to find our disagreements respectfully, because when people stop talking, that's when violence happens.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So, apparently, Charlie Kirk's death has affected me significantly more than I thought it would. It's been difficult for me to really do anything lately because I'm like overwhelmed with emotions lately, and I just can't seem to sit still and focus on anything for any significant amount of time. I don't know how structured this video is going to be. I don't know if I'm going to get my point across very well. I don't know if anybody's even going to see this, but for the 3 people who might actually catch this, because I'm basically shadow banned on YouTube, I just wanted to really talk about this and just kind of puke my thoughts onto the internet because they got to go somewhere. So the first thing that I really want to talk about is the fact that what Charlie Kirk was doing was effective. And the reason we know that it was effective is unfortunately because he's dead. Now, what do I mean by that? People don't assassinate people who aren't making change because there's no reason to assassinate them. We don't assassinate the people who are out here doing violent things or doing ineffective things that don't really sow change, but just sows more chaos, because chaos is the goal. The extremes of both sides really are perpetuating and really want to maintain a cycle of chaos. It's what their goal is, it's what their aim is, and the people who are sowing this are useful. So we don't assassinate those people because they're doing what they're supposed to do. What you're not supposed to do, though, is you're not supposed to bring people together. That is the worst thing you can possibly do. And if you think about all the prominent people who've been assassinated, a pretty good amount of them, their main goal was trying to bring unity among the people. And that is the last thing that the extremists want you to do. Now, obviously, I'm pretty biased, but I mean, at this point, how could you not be? Because a good portion of the people who want this division and who want this chaos and who want this violence tend to be on the left. There are some extremist people on the right who are swearing revenge, and they're going to play directly into the hand of the monsters who are orchestrating this in order to keep this cycle of death and violence going. I do not support them. I do not acknowledge them. I do not accept the idea that we need to continue this endless cycle of violence in order to stoke any type of progress, because that is literally the opposite of what's going to happen. Like, it's just not going to solve anything. Sure, you'll feel better, maybe, if you play into their hand, you know, do the thing that you're constantly being accused of, you know, finally give them a reason to call you a Nazi, you know. But you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that because that's the goal, and the media is on their side. Which is the worst part about it, because it doesn't matter how many Charlie Kirks they gun down. All it'll take is one of you to retaliate in any form or fashion, and that is where the aggression started all of a sudden. Now everybody needs to live in fear because you retaliated, and the entire media, with the exceptions, and pretty much the entire media, will just play stupid and pretend like the latter events or the earlier events didn't happen. So now they can say, hey, look, we told you that they were Nazis. We told you that they were monsters. Look at what they're doing now. It doesn't matter if it's retaliation to what we've been doing. It doesn't matter if all this time we've been saying that these people are going to do the things that we have actually been doing all this time. It doesn't matter that the Democratic Party and the left has had a history of creating the KKK, supporting slavery, supporting slave labor for migrants and immigrants who come over here illegally. It doesn't matter that they have been or had a direct hand in the assassination of some of the most prominent and progressive people out there. All of that is completely irrelevant because the narrative has already shifted. For whatever reason, people have already accepted the fact that that wasn't the case, I guess, which I can't seem to understand at all. I don't get how we got to this point when it's so well documented that the Democrats have had an invested interest in literally holding up the foundation of everything they claim to hate. It's actually kind of shocking. that they are getting away with this in broad daylight, but this is where we are. I really hate that we've gotten to this point. And I am terrified, literally terrified to see where it's going to go from here. I truly wish and I hope with every fiber of my being that, as opposed to this sparking a bunch of psychotic killers who want retaliation and payback, I hope this sparks and brings up the rise of more Charlie Kirks out there. And when I say more Charlie Kirks, I'm not talking about more people who believed the political things that Charlie Kirk believed, because it's not about that. And I know a lot of people want to bring up his political views. I don't care what your political views are. I don't care what they are. If you are an advocate for open discourse and free speech, then I'm on your side on that front, at least. And like I said, I don't care if you are on the front lines battling ideas with ideas and doing so openly and respectfully, then I don't care what your beliefs are. Even if I think your beliefs are absolutely disgusting, as long as you are fighting your battles with words and you are opening up a forum to allow other people to challenge your views, it does not matter what your views are. So when I say we need a rise of Charlie Kirks behind this senseless violence, what I mean is people on the left, people on the right, independents, centrist, I don't care who you are. More forums for open discussion and debate need to open up as a result of this. If you want to carry on his legacy on the right and you want to continue the fight that he did in order to honor his name, then that's what you should be doing. And if you're on the left and you're out here fear mongering and pretending like, oh my God, all these right wingers are going to come and murder us, guess what your best line of defense is if you're actually genuine and you actually care about the violence that could come out of this. We know you don't. Like, it's obvious you really don't. But let's just pretend and just for entertainment's sake, let's just entertain the idea that you actually are scared. You actually do care about discourse and you actually do fear what could come as a result to this. Then guess what? Open discourse is your solution. Changing minds is your solution. Because in my opinion, and this is pretty much reigned true all throughout history, the people who resort to violence are the people who know that they cannot win in a battle of ideas. It's just as simple as that. Either they know that they can, or they're too stupid to do it anyway. So violence is the only thing that they know in their animalistic minds. Like I said, I don't want any violence. I don't want it. We don't want this. I don't want retaliation. I don't want further violence. Never wanted this for anybody. Now, there was a quote that somebody brought up about Charlie Kirk saying that some deaths are necessary, in order to maintain the Second Amendment. And a lot of people were looking at that statement thinking that it was just this horrible, terrible thing. And it means that he supports people dying by guns. But if you applied this logic to literally anything else in existence, then it would completely crumble and fall apart, just like most leftist views. So for example, cars, they exist. A lot of people drive them, a lot of people need them. But car accidents happen and they kill thousands of people a year. They kill thousands of people a year. Now, if somebody came to you and said, we need to abolish cars, we need to get rid of all cars, take them all off the road, everybody needs to walk from now on, no more vehicles because people just keep dying by them. And they ask you like, well, you're advocating that we keep the vehicles, right? Like, so you're saying we should keep them even though people are dying by them. So are you saying that some deaths are necessary in order to keep a consistent level of transportation within our world? The answer to that would be yes. Now, saying that out loud sounds like a careless thing. It sounds like you don't have any empathy because you're like, oh yeah, I think those deaths are necessary. But the reality of the situation is, you still have a car and you're still going to drive it regardless of the fact that people are dying. So even though you wouldn't say those words out loud because it sounds bad to say, you believe that. You do. That's just the reality of the situation. And this can be applied to anything. This could be applied to literally anything. It doesn't even matter. Like, we don't have to be talking about guns. We could talk about knives. We could talk about anything. Let's give another example. Let's say deer. Deer, nice animals. They walk through your neighborhood, seems pretty harmless. They're responsible for unbelievable deaths. Maybe we should kill them all and get rid of all the deer so we can stop these senseless deaths. That's the solution. All the deer need to die. So that way we can stop people from dying from deer because they keep running into the streets and killing people. And somebody comes along and they're just like, I don't think so. I don't think it's necessary to kill all deer. That seems kind of weird to do. And you're like, oh, well, wait a minute. So you think that in order for deer to exist, some deaths are necessary? Some deaths are just should be acceptable and we should just allow them to exist in this world? The answer to that question is yeah, absolutely. But you're not allowed to say that because it sounds really bad. It sounds bad. How about doctors? Doctors are responsible for a ton of people's deaths. Even though they do save a whole bunch of lives, there's a lot of malpractice, a lot of mistakes happen. Doctors are responsible for a lot of people dying. It's kind of crazy. If you look at the numbers, doctors cause a lot of deaths. Even though they save a lot of lives, they do also cause a lot of deaths. So are you saying that some deaths are necessary in order to make sure that there are some doctors out there that still are available to help people? You're saying that some people's deaths are necessary in order for us to have this thing available to us? The answer's fucking yes. Of course it is. Like, the point that I'm trying to make here is you can apply this to anything. Anything on this entire planet that has contributed to a singular death of any human that has ever existed, if you're okay with it existing in this world, then you inherently believe that the deaths that come from these things are a necessary evil. There's no way around it. So people trying to bring that up as a counter argument, it's ridiculous. It's stupid because there are so many things that you accept being into this world or being in this world right now that cause the death of people because you understand, if you're not a moron, that sometimes bad things happen and sometimes bad people make bad things happen. It's just as simple as that. Doesn't matter how good the goal is, doesn't matter how good the intentions are, sometimes it doesn't go the way you planned. So, you know, I don't accept that as an argument from people. I don't think people saying that because he said that he deserves to die. Because if that's the case, if that is your viewpoint, then every human being on this planet that is complacent from people dying from anything on this planet, it deserves to die. Like that's such a ridiculous claim to even make. So I don't buy it. I'm not buying it. But I feel like I've gotten a lot of the thoughts that I've had in my head kind of out. I don't think I have any more directions that I can go into right now. I'm just pouring out my thoughts that I've been kind of accumulating over time with this thing. I'm sure there's so much more I can say, so many more points that I can get into, but if I want to get anything across, it's going to be this. This is the takeaway of the video, guys. So the three of you that are going to see this video, pay very close attention. Do not give in to the cycle. Don't do it. Do not give in to the cycle of violence. Keep reaching out, keep the discourse going, keep challenging your own views and other people's viewpoints, and carry on his legacy in the way that he would have wanted you to do so, which is with open discourse, respectful dialogue, and keep that going. Like don't fall into the trap that they're setting up for you, because it is a trap. It is 100% a trap, and it is orchestrated by some really powerful people with a whole bunch of money who love the idea of us killing each other in the streets. They love it. They've been doing this for centuries. Now they've been sowing the seeds of hate for as long as they possibly could be, and they want this to happen. They want you to go out there and kill somebody. They want you to go out there and retaliate so they can be like, yeah, see, look, this is what we said. This is why we were defending ourselves the whole time. It was self-defense because we knew they were monsters the whole time. We just, you guys didn't believe us. But it's no different than somebody claiming like like if you have a pit bull and somebody's like, oh, I'm telling you, their dog is vicious. It's super vicious, but you've had this dog for like 10 years. It's never done anything to hurt anybody, but this person is determined. They're like, no, I promise you that dog is evil. And no matter what, they sit around and they wait, and for whatever reason, your dog just doesn't do anything bad. So you know what they do? They show up, they come out somewhere with a slingshot and wait for some lady to pass your dog as they're walking down the street and shoot your dog with a slingshot and entice your dog to attack this person because they pissed them off. And then now they're like, see, there it is. I told you. I told you that that dog was evil, but they incited it. They crafted the perfect scenario so they could be right, because that's the most important thing. So don't fall into the trap. Don't do it, because they're waiting, and they're egging you on. They want you to retaliate. They want you to. Don't do it. But anyway, like I said, I don't know if anybody's gonna see this. I know I'm a fucking worthless nobody on the internet, and nobody gives a fuck about my opinions. But I have to vent this type of stuff, because it's literally eating away at me, man. Like, it is chipping away at my soul, and I don't like it. So I have to vent. Like, I guess at the end of the day, it doesn't even matter if anybody sees this, as long as I got this out of my system. Sorry if it was rambly, if it didn't make any sense or whatever. If you disagree or agree with any of my viewpoints, feel free to openly discuss it down in the comment section below. Don't kill me over it, obviously. And yeah, that's it. That's all I gotta say. I'll see you guys whenever, I guess.
Shot down and he was barely 31. Another woke coward took a life with a gun. He left behind a wife and a daughter and a son. All he did was try to speak for all of us. And I'm so tired of the hatred and the narratives. The patriots ain't dangerous, woke people are the terrorists. They shot and killed the father, sent a message to Americans. They ain't gonna stop until they bury us. Dear Charlie, I don't know if you can see us now, but if heaven has a window, I sure hope you're looking down. Cause we ain't going quiet, we gon' scream your name loud. And you're gone, but I swear to God that we gon' make you proud. We ain't backing off or giving up, I'll preach what you taught me. They may have killed a soldier, but that man had an army. This is far more deep than some political parties. And you can't kill freedom, so this one is for Charlie. This ain't the America that all our parents love, but good men try to keep making it great. Pray that God will take care of us, the system is failing us when good men die for the things that they say. And I can't just be quiet, so I gotta be brave, cause this is America. Lately it's scaring us, but one good man can change it all in a day. Killed in cold blood for having a discussion, and liberals are celebrating murder like it's justice. You didn't kill a villain or the evil that it comes with. You killed a father and a husband. And I'm so tired of the left and all the wokery. We can't get along if you just kill us when we don't agree. Sniper rifle fire from a liberal that no one sees. Scared I might be next to die when I'm just buying groceries. Charlie, we'll make sure your children know that defending all our freedom is why you aren't coming home. I hope heaven has a window you can watch your children grow and hear your message echo from below. And we ain't backing off or giving up, I'll preach what you taught me. They may have killed a soldier, but that man had an army. This is far more deep than some political parties. And you can't kill freedom, so this one is for Charlie. This ain't the America that all our parents love, but good men try to keep making it great. Pray that God will take care of us, the system is failing us when good men die for the things that they say. And I can't just be quiet, so I gotta be brave, cause this is America. Lately it's scaring us, but one good man can change it all in a day.